Welcome to the Llamazing Data podcast. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the new episode of our data-oriented show. My name is Ksenia, and my guest today has dared to join reality with the fantasy in a very interesting way. So let's meet Leila. Could you please tell us a few words about yourself?
Hi, Xenia. So nice of you to invite me into your podcast. I listened to a few episodes. I absolutely love them. So my name is Leila. I was a TV host for over 10 years, and I thought that's my only career, but the destiny told me something else. And at a certain point, I moved to Los Angeles, California. I got my master's degree at USC, in which I started teaching at Sunday school as a volunteer teacher and working with kids. And I think this inspired me to create something for kids. This creation was Stardust AR, a company that creates books for kids with augmented reality illustrations.
The question that I would like to ask you is why through books? I thought that for modern kids, it would be more interesting to capture, not maybe interesting, easier to capture their attention through something more interactive, like some game or some dance or some other sort of activity. Why book?
Well, first of all, let's not eliminate dance or any other physical activity from children's life. I think that's something that they really need on daily basis and something that they're lacking too, because today kids choose to stay at home. However, at the age of, 5 to 8, when kids form their understanding of the world, that when they're like sponges taking in all the information, it's crucial to force their brain to be stronger, to consume high quality information. And what reading does, it's magical in a way because it makes the brain translate visual symbols, the letters typed on the white paper into images, into movies in their heads.
How does that kind of insight from your probably previous experience while working in this school and collaborating with the children on a very different level, how did that experience help you to figure out what to start with in terms of your project? Like, what kind of information did you rely on to while making this kind of decision that, okay, we probably can try to approach them in a different way, and there might be the possibility to launch this kind of project for us?
Wow, it's a great question. And I already have like 1,000 thoughts and I'm trying to just put them together into one answer. Okay, first thought that I want to say is we have this generation Alpha. This is the first generation that was born with iPhones in their hands. They had technology since the day one. We didn't have it. No one had it ever. Also, another thing, the time's moving so fast. Every few years, we have this breakthrough technology coming into our lives. So these kids live in absolutely different world. And I realized that just by giving them a book, we're going to lose. So my understanding was that just a paper book will lose in competition to all these gadgets, to social media that are way more engaging and way more fun. And what I decided to do is to combine the book with technology, which can add new layers, digital layers to the book and make it multidimensional.
In terms of the project as the entity, as the process, what kind of metrics or, I don't know, analytics you're relying on? Is there anything else that you're looking at that helps you to drive your project further?
Oh, absolutely. I think in our day and age, data drives everything. And we have this privilege of having access to it and having ability to generate it, and which is something unique too in a way. So when I was in grad school at USC, I had access to all these platforms such as Marketer or Statista. I had free access to it. So what I did, I just got all the reports on augmented reality on books, and I studied a lot of them. I learned how many people have access to mobile devices in America, how many people use Androids and iPhones, just to be prepared to enter this market. I also read a lot of information about augmented reality and how it's being used with the books. And luckily for me, some people, especially in South Korea for some reason, did great research on that topic. So I was really prepared. But like for me, mostly it was secondary research. in terms of consuming an insane amount of reports around my topic. And also on top of it, what I did some IDIs, in-depth interviews. I did some focus groups with parents and children, and I did ethnography. Ethnography is a very, very interesting way of collecting data from, your target audience. When I just went online on different forums, on different groups where parents are, and I just not asked questions, but I read what they were talking about. And many, many topics were related to their children, of course, and children being addicted to the gadgets. So I got a lot of information from all these chats and comments under the posts. And it was very, very inspiration and insightful.
Okay, so that was for the launching of the project. What about the process of using it? So did you have some kind of feedback, marks in the applications or some bug reports or something like that?
Oh, absolutely. So of course, we had beta version that we first launched, and I sent it to, close friends and families, and I just sent out like maybe like 30, 40 books to people whom I trust and who I respect. And I got reports from them and I got feedback from them. Right now, what I regularly do pretty much every week, I make calls with parents who bought my book. I see someone made an order, so I ask her to give me 30 minutes of her time. And, I just have a Zoom video call and we talk.
The whole preambula of this project, whole environment in which you started project sounds extremely challenging to me, like from the perspective of the person who've never worked with the augmented reality books and kind of already a little bit addicted to the smartphone. It still sounds like, a very huge challenge onto how to capture the niche of yours, how to establish that there is this kind of product and you indeed need it.
Absolutely. It's a very, it's a terra incognita. We are entering a new ground. We're creating the product that's, existed only for a few years. And many projects, many books where they failed. But I think the reason why they failed was because the technology wasn't there yet. So for example, in 2012, it wasn't possible to create a successful AR project, whereas today, this technology is becoming more and more commonly used. I think that AR is like a truly magnificent tool that can be used for good in many, many different fields, including book publishing. I just picked book publishing for myself. And I think it has great potential to increase literacy because it fosters cognitive attainment and has a positive impact on overall learning effectiveness.
It actually brings me to thinking that if we are planning to use the augmented reality to increase literacy and just general intelligence level, and the future for this technology seems to be really very bright, so that can be implemented in so many ways, so many times throughout the day. To some point, the initial version of this product, which uses AR, might not be enough, would need to get some additional information about what can be improved, what can be changed to drive a better experience for the end users. So that implies, to my understanding, some additional, self-learning, self-education throughout the model. And that sounds more like the, artificial intelligence to me. So the initial version of the model gets smarter in terms of providing a better experience for the end users.
I'm thinking a lot about what role artificial intelligence will play in our life and can it be used in my project in particular. And I know some projects that combine augmented reality with machine learning and create amazing interactive AR experiences for kids through which they learn how to speak. And they're truly powerful. I believe firmly AI can help make the process of creating augmented reality easier, optimize it, make it more fun for developers. Because right now, the process of creating augmented reality is time and energy consuming. AI can help solve this problem because right now to create one book, we need, more than a month of hard work of the team of like 5 developers.
I usually use, in terms of AI, not a very non professional word. I call that a sidekick because I do believe that for the AI, there's a room in terms of, relationships with the human, in terms of creating something, like being a co-creator, but not on the even terms, but just, as a little helper. Probably that might be demeaning to the machines, and if they rise someday, they'll come and kill me. But
I'll never tell them.
okay, yeah, we'll keep it secret.
Yes.
But in this term, I kind of would like, AI to come to my life and take some of the burden off my shoulders and help me out with some routine and boring tasks that I don't want to do. Answering the some letters to, which are probably sometimes very in the simple ways. Just say hi, colleagues, blah blah blah. Thank you. Have a great day. This kind of stuff. That
Oh
would
my
be that
God.
would be so great for me. Just help me out with this, and I'll take the creative stuff.
Not in a creative way, but it's AI can be and should be the great assistant for humans for sure.
So the key thing is that artificial intelligence's role sometimes is misunderstood or mistaken for some various reasons, or probably for some lack of details and some insights. So the next thing is that, that we always play a little game with our guests.
Yes.
And the one that we are going to have today with you is going to be aimed specifically at solving this kind of problem. So, we will be having some different situations where AI is doing something and participating in some actions. And your task would be to figure out, is that a real thing, or something that has been in the stories and the literature and does not
Okay.
really take place in reality.
That sounds really exciting. Let's play.
Awesome. So the rules are very simple. I'm going to be telling you one statement at a time. You can say both, so both reality and both fiction. You can say neither, so do any way you would like it to be done.
Sure.
We will be having a 1 minute time. So, you ready?
Hmm.
Okay. The first one, AI which beats the chess players.
It's the reality. I heard about this game.
Okay, good. What about AI which are writing poems and conducting music?
The reality, it's already happening. And some of it, it's really beautiful.
Okay, and it is a reality. Okay, the AI rejects human authority.
Fiction. Well, just because AI is not that advanced yet.
What about AI, which are self replicating?
I never heard of it, but I would say it's the reality and most certainly the future. Yes.
What about AIs, which are becoming self aware?
Not yet, but soon to be the reality. AI would have the same history, just to be more personalized, and at certain point, it will believe that it's true.
Okay, and the last one, AIs developing emotional connection to humans.
Mm, for me, it won't be possible ever. So I would say it's fiction.
Okay, so I don't have many, and that's it. Thank you. Really good.
Wonderful. It was a great game.
It's actually very interesting how so many things that sound weird are already in the reality, and I cannot even surprise you with this. I try so hard. Ah.
I'm sorry, like as I said, this world is like evolving so fast, and we're just being exposed to all of it, which is the beauty of it.
As a part of the conclusion, so imagine that you are going, like, probably, 50 years ago, some time ago, where books were meant to be only on paper, and the newspapers were widely used, and people were thinking that this is okay and this is the reality. And you came to those times through the time portal, with one of your books and a smartphone in your hand. You would have, like, the audience who are looking at you and are trying to understand who are you, like a time traveler. Would you be telling them about this kind of technology? Would you show them, or would you think that they're still not ready for this and would just, let them have their paper world for now?
Hmm, that's a tricky question. I really love time travel theories. I read a lot about it. And, as they say, it's like the course of history is very delicate.
Right.
And one tiny bit of information can change the whole course of history. So, me showing this AR book to people in, I don't know what, 50s can maybe change the whole world, and there will be World War III, right? And something terrible can
Yeah,
happen.
we never know.
We never know. So honestly, I would respect the course of history and the pace of time, and I would just enjoy the books that existed back then. And I think I would keep AR for myself.
And for them in the future to
Yes,
catch up with that.
exactly.
Okay, so I think that would be it. So thank you very much again for joining in. It's actually very interesting to see classical and the traditional things that exist in your life in a new light and in the new reality. Even as simple as that, in the new reality.
Thank you, Xenia. It was a delightful conversation.
So thank you very much.
Thanks.
This has been another episode of Llamazing Data podcast. My name is Ksenia. Stay tuned for more awesome stories about data and have a great day.